Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. We are coming to you live. This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you for the Healing Hour Live. Come on in here, get in here, come talk to me. First, before I even get started, can I make a little noise about this Fenty Icon? What's it called? The MVP lipstick. I'm a fabulous red lip right about now. I saw it on somebody. I was like, I gotta get that. And honey, it has arrived. All right. It's given what it needs to be given. All right. But good evening, good evening. I'm glad that you're here with me. Let me make sure I can see everything there is to see. We are going to travel a little ways down the healing path together today. You have been through a trauma. You have been hurt. You have been cheated on by the person that you love the most. And I know it seems like it's super difficult and you shouldn't be able to figure this out. But guess what? You can indeed figure this out and have the love and the relationship that you want to have. I promise you it is absolutely possible because I know because I've done it. I am 14 years past the D-Day, and let me tell you, it is it's amazing once you get to that point and you're like, oh, I feel better. I'm okay. It's a great thing. And then as he's getting better and better as of a husband, as we're going along, it's so lovely. Hi there, Maria. How you doing? Glad you're here with me. All right, let me make sure I can see everything. Yes, yes. All right, push that back a little bit. All right. Fantastic. So we're going to start off like we always start off. We are going to do two things that you are in complete control of, two things that you need to know to be able to start handling this trauma. First thing is doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing that on a regular basis? What you need to do is do your deep breathing at least five times a day. Okay. You need to be doing this on a regular basis. What that does is it takes back over control from your brain and puts you back in control of what's going on with you. When you have a trauma, your brain goes into autopilot. It goes ahead and does whatever it can possibly do to keep you from getting hurt again. But the things that it does to try and stop you from getting hurt can hurt you too. So we need to be awake and aware and in control of ourselves and our minds and our thoughts and our actions. And the very first step to that is always going to be to do your deep breathing. Breathe, center yourself, get some fresh oxygen up to your brain so that your brain can comprehend what it needs to comprehend, the way it needs to comprehend it, and get to a place where you are the one in control. I know that there are a lot of fears screaming in your head. We're going to talk a lot about that today, but those fears are not you. They are not you. Okay, the you that is here, that wants to love, that wants to forgive, that wants to reconcile, that's you. Okay, that is a choice that you're making. You are conscious, you are awake, and you know that this is the person you love, and you want to get to that point. That is absolutely you. But all of these fears and the repetitive negative thoughts that are going through your head, that is not actually you. It is just an automatic script that your brain goes through every single solitary time you deal with trauma. It is the same for any kind of trauma. This is kind of this is the effects of this are a lot like PTSD. Hey there, Lou. I see you over on Instagram. Hey, girl. But this is a lot like PTSD. It's a lot like every other stress and trauma that you're going to go through. It's still some of the same things that you need to do to be able to get back in control of your brain and get your brain to stop triggering off those horrible thoughts that make you feel so terrible. Okay. All right. If you're just joining me in the group, make sure you go over to StreamYard.com/Facebook and allow them to see your name so I can see it inside my streaming software so I can call you by name instead of like just seeing Facebook user because that doesn't help any of us. I don't know. I won't know who you are. You don't know who I'm talking to. So just head on over there. So we're going to do our deep breathing together. You're with me on that. What I want you to do is blow out. Blow like you're blowing out birthday candles. You're trying to exhale, get as much air out of your lungs as possible. You're going to inhale for a count of 4. You're going to hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out birthday candles, like you have 100 candles to go out in a count of 8. All right. Now, everybody, if you have breathing problems, if you get allergies, if you smoke, it may be a little bit difficult to go through that whole sequence without, any breaks. That's fine as long as you keep it up. By the third time, you'll have it. I promise you will. All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing together. Lou, you with me? Maria, come on here and let's do our deep breathing together. All right, I will count it out for you. What we want to do is blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel doing the deep breathing? Let me know. I still do the deep breathing. Don't think that I just tell you all to do the deep breathing and I don't do it on a regular basis. Okay. I do the deep breathing every single day. Okay. Every day I am doing my deep breathing, especially, something that's stressing me out. Worst come to worst, if you can't think of the deep breathing, you can't think of the numbers, whatever it is, because it doesn't have to be the 4, 7, 8. It could be other numbers. But if you can't think of it, you can't do anything else, just blow. Exhale, make that noise that is creating the trigger that I am calming myself. I am centering myself. I am in control here. That noise is going to be associated with that. It's going to be associated with you coming back in control of your brain. So you want to create that trigger, even if you're not doing the deep breathing. But I want you to do deep breathing. I want you to do it 5 times a day. Okay. Keep on that. It is important. I know people will forget about it. They will be doing it and it will be helping. And then they will forget because it helped and it was better. But if you do it on a regular basis, you always keep that anxiety level nice and low. It's not above your head. It's not way past where you can deal with it on a day-to-day basis if you are constantly pulling it down to a more manageable level. Okay. We need you to be doing that. Do your deep breathing. All right. Second thing, of course, is doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? I hope you've been writing in your journal a little bit. Give yourself that self-care time. I'm asking you to do maybe 10 minutes a day. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes before you go to bed. Write down your feelings, what you're thinking about, your plan for the day, how the plan went during the day, any fears, anxieties, good things, all the good stuff that has happened. Put that all down in your journal. All of the stuff that is coming to your brain about this entire situation, go ahead and put it down in your journal. All right. Make sure that you're doing your dates and your time. That is super important. You will forget to do it. I had an entire journal of like a really rough time for me and him, but I did not put any of the dates in. And later on, when I came back to read it, I was like, I have no idea when this was. There were some clues, context about, the kids going to school or something like that. But honestly, I couldn't tell you when it was. And it would have helped me to know exactly when it was. And the date helps with that. And then the date and the time will show you if there are any patterns. You need to know if you get triggered in a pattern. You just may be doing that. And you won't know it until you write it down in your book. So journal. Does not matter what kind of journal you use. I have a ton of them on my desk at all times. Journal, journal, journal. Get yourself together and journal. It does not matter what you use. You can use a notebook if you want to. You can use scrap pieces of paper and Post-its if you want to. But I just need you to be writing this stuff down on a regular basis. And make sure that you write down when you have a good day. Right? So make that a gold star day. Put it up in the corner so that you can just be flipping through and see, oh yeah, good days. Oh, a few good days in a row. I do have good days. All right. That leads into Thirsty Thursday. All right. Besides the journaling, just writing down the good stuff that is happening to you, I want you to be mindful about it. I want you to be talking about it. I want you to talk about the good stuff just as much as you talk about the bad stuff that happens. Yes, you are going through a trauma. Absolutely. You may feel bad, but your life does not end at that trauma. There are many more things that are going on inside your life that are good things. So make sure that you are sharing them, talking about them, being grateful for them, writing them down in your journal. So we've got some people that wanted to talk to us about their good stuff this Thirsty Thursday. Actually, matter of fact, this one is from Kristen, and she came from last week, but she just happened to miss the live. So I'm gonna go ahead and do hers. Hey, Kristen, glad you were here. Kristen said, we are approaching 2 years since my discovery and all the fallout. My husband passed his first maintenance polygraph with no admissions this week, confirming no inner or middle circle behaviors acting out in the 18 months since FTD, not sure what that means, and initial poly. Finding truth and trust building over here. I'm not big on doing polygraph tests. I feel like there's margin for error there's some issues with that. But hey, if he's taking it and he is passing with flying colors and it's making you comfortable and he's comfortable with it, fan freaking tastic. Yay. I am glad that this is going great for you, that you are finding the truth and you're building the trust. Now, okay, what are you gonna do next? Like now you had him take another test 18 months out. Are we gonna keep on testing him? What is gonna go on with that? Try to make sure that when things are going well, you are giving additional trust, giving additional like leeway, making it so that every single time you hit a milestone, there's a reward there is incentive for him to continue on down the path because you're forgiving, you're seeing that he's doing the right thing, and so you are responding accordingly and not still being real suspect with him. So I am absolutely with you on the trust building, and if you got the truth that you need, terrific. You're 18 months out, you can really start some serious work of healing now that you've gotten past this point. Okay, so go for it. Great job, Kristen. I'm glad you're feeling that today. All right, well, it was last week. I'm glad that you did. All right, we got others. We've got Lori. Hey, Lori. Lori said, hubby surprised me yesterday with two Tiki Torch Bluetooth speakers that acts as candles and plays music. Oh, that's cute. I like that, Lori. That's adorable. And he had some cheese and crackers, and he was serving you hors d'oeuvres, girl. I am with it. And then he started dinner. So grateful and appreciate these moments. I know, right? So you didn't think he could do that type of stuff, did you, Lori? You were thinking that he wasn't going to even think of something that cute and that sweet to do for you. And he did. That is what happens when you are doing the work of healing. They're going to try very hard to keep you happy. Okay. If they notice that you are doing it, and chances are they're going to notice that you are working on that healing and you are trying very hard to contain it and trying to bring that level of anxiety down and to give that trust, then they see that they are going to try very, very hard to please you back, to let you know, I see you. I understand exactly what you're doing here. I know that this was super hard for you and you maybe shouldn't even forgive me, but you are. And I'm going to make sure that I give you appreciation for that. So that's how, people always say, oh, well, I can't let him get away with this or else he'll want to do it again. That's the thing. It's jumping on his back about it every single solitary day that will make him do it again. When you are really honestly getting the work in of loving and forgiving and you're moving forward and showing him that, he will do anything in the world not to mess that up. He sees you. He sees you working on it. So fabulous work there, Lori, because that all came from you. Him doing all that came from your hard work. So pat yourself on the back. Good job there. And then Lou, oh, you said I survived another week of terrible triggers. Girl, yes, you did. Damn right you did. You survived it. You made it. The triggers tried to take you down, and guess what? You were stronger. Isn't that a beautiful thing to know? The triggers are not as strong as you think they are. They may be disturbing, they may be obnoxious negative thoughts, but honey, they are not stronger than you. You can survive them. Good job. I'm glad that you got that this week. Feel good about that. And then go into next week even stronger than you were last week, okay? All right, fabulous, Lou. Love it. Love it, girl. All right, let's see. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, let me get some questions. All right, this is one last thing. Since you have been through this trauma, I know lots and lots of people want to ask questions. Like my girl just said, she had the whole polygraph test. I get the wanting to ask questions. Your brain is actually doing that on autopilot. It wants to know as much information as humanly possible about this situation in order to try and prevent it from happening again. But the problem with that is you cannot prevent somebody else from doing something. That's not within your power. You are only in control of yourself. So instead of asking questions that you really don't need to know the answers to, like what positions they were in, and did he say he loved her, and where did you go together, and did you eat together? All of that, you don't need to know all that not to be able to heal. Later on, yes, maybe some of those things will get answered, but if you have not asked, don't ask, okay? You don't need that extra stuff going around in your brain. Your brain will use it as ammunition to try and stop you from healing. It will just throw those bombs of truth that you know into your forefront of your vision and then make you feel like you're not okay to go ahead and heal. So instead of doing that, I have questions from the Healing Edition deck. All right. This is from theskindeep.com. You can find that online. And they have all sorts of question and answer games for, couples, long-term couples, people who are trying to heal, parents and children. It's awesome. So definitely go check that out. My girl Allie says she got it. It's a great game. She said they love playing it. And it will give you something to ask other than those negative questions. So let's pick a few of those, shall we? This one says, when you think about us, what comes to mind? I like that one. That's a good question, right? When you think about us, what comes to mind? It might be beautiful things, it might be some negative things, but just be willing to hear your honey out, okay? Just be willing to hear them on their issues. I think I don't know what's going on with the feed on Facebook, but hey, if you can't catch me on Facebook, come on over here to Instagram. We're not even going to stress about it today. All right. Second thing, what are 3 things you wish for me? I like that. That's a good question. Shoot, that's a good one for you. It's a good one for him. What are 3 things you wish for me? Oh, it could be excellent things. Try and make it good stuff. Don't make it be like, oh, I wish you weren't such an asshole. Okay, really, that's not productive. Okay. Yeah, Facebook is acting up. All right. Well, again, we're not gonna worry about it. All right, and one more question here. What do you think I really want that you don't fully understand? Oh, that's a good one right there. Like, why is it that you want this? What is one thing that you think that I want that you just don't understand? You don't get it. And that's perfectly normal. That's not saying that they don't love you. And it's not saying that at all, but there are going to be things that you want that are different than what your honey wants. It just is like that. So, it's all right. It's all right to have that. It's all right to have things that they don't understand. They don't have to understand as long as they know you love it. Cool. All right. Let's see what is going on. What else do I have today? So glad that y'all are with me. Okay. Got the Thirsty Thursday out of the way. So now I got a question. Let me just start with I'm going to just give you the overview of the dreams formula again. I had been doing it week by week, and we came to the end of it like last week, and we were talking about support. Again, that is still going to be an important thing going forward in my Facebook group and the Love After Cheating group. Anybody that comes in there, hey, if you are here and you want to continue on with your relationship with your honey and you want this to work out, that is the place for you. I want everybody to be very careful about the things they say to one another, discouraging one another. Oh, he's just doing it again. I know he is just being terrible and he's being awful and you're being a doormat. Be careful about that. We are going to be more supportive than the other groups out here on Facebook. In Facebook land and all of the other groups that I have been in, you can get attacked for wanting to stay. People will give you a hard time about it, and we are not going to give each other a hard time about it. There's plenty of that out in the world, and honestly, we don't need anybody to help us with our fears. We don't need that. We don't need assistance in being worried about something. If we are expressing something in the group and we just want a little bit of encouragement, don't come back to the person and just say, oh, you're absolutely right, he's god awful and he's going to cheat on you again if he's not already. That is not helpful. We want to be supportive. We want to give each other pats on the back. We want to encourage each other to open up and be loving instead of shutting down and listening to the fear. Cannot keep doing that. Can't keep listening to what the fear tells you to do. It will lead you wrong every time. I promise you it will. So the first step of the dreams formula, since we're back around to the beginning of it, the first step of the dreams formula is the D, the decision. You have to make up your mind what you want. You have to make up your mind that this is the person that you want to be with. All right. This is somebody that you love. It's somebody that you are into. It's somebody that you just care about. And in spite of the fact despite the fact that they have messed up royally, you still love them. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let people make you feel like there's something wrong with you for doing that. You love who you love. If you are going into a marriage and you are signing up for till death do us part, through all the good times and the bad times, you are acknowledging that there are going to be bad times, okay? This is the person that you want to stay with in spite of the bad times. You want to be with them through the bad times. You want to work it out so the two of you are still together, still happy, even when those bad times happen. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's in the vows, okay? So don't let people make you feel bad. Be like, oh, well, that isn't the bad times that they were talking about. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That has been the case since the beginning of time, okay? Cheating was included in more difficult times in the vows. It really was, okay? It's been a thing since there have been marriages and since there have been monogamy. There have been cheaters, okay? So yes, that was part of the for better or worse, okay? It is that worst part. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay for you to pick one person. That's all right. If you're picking one person who they are just going to be the person that you will willingly go through the problems with, there's nothing wrong with that. That's love. That's what everybody is looking for, is that one person. I'm not asking you to do this for everybody, okay? That is not what I am saying. You do not need to give this level to everybody. I am talking about one special person, your person, the person that even though they hurt you this bad, you were still like, okay, yeah, but I still want to forgive them. I still love them. I'm not going anywhere. That person. You can absolutely do this for that one person, okay? Don't be ashamed of it. Don't stress yourself out about it. You just make the decision and stick with it. It is the very first step, but it's the most difficult thing to do. It is the thing that people will give you the hardest time about, just deciding on the person that you love. Do not let them give you a hard time. Look at their relationship. Are they happy in their relationship? Do they have a relationship? Guess what? A lot of them people trying to give you advice about being with the person or not being with the person that cheated. Guess what? They have either been with the person that cheated or they're by themselves. So either way, they're not the best person to listen to. Okay. So either way, I want you to just make up your mind. Choose what you want. This is what this is about. You don't have to worry about anybody else's opinions or anything. It is all about what you want. And if this is the person that your heart wants, honor that. That's not even a question. If your heart is telling you this is the person that I am willing to break rules for, I am willing to go ahead and come back from the hurt for this person. If that is the person for you, God bless. Well, thank you for being able to find them. Most people don't find that. Most people do not find that person, even in life, that they are willing to hurt for. They are willing to hurt and come through the hurt to the other side, to the good part again. There is very few people that find that. And if you are one of those people, then you are blessed, and you might as well go ahead and live up to the amazing thing that has happened in your life, that was finding that one person for you. Okay. So you are not doing anything wrong. Make that decision. Make it today. If you have been here with me and you are still having a hard time, and the months are going by, they're ticking by, chances are it's because you have not made that decision. You have not just decided within your brain, so that you have that as a reference. Every time those negative thoughts come up, you address that with, oh no, I'm forgiving him. I forgave him. I am in the process of forgiving him. We are together. I am not leaving. I am not giving up. That is what I'm doing. I love this person. That is what you fight against the negative thoughts with. If you don't have that decision made, you don't have that bit of armor to go into battle with the negative thoughts. Does that make sense? You all let me know if I'm talking crazy. But honey, every time I had a hard time, it was because I was not going ahead and just making the damn decision. I was consistently falling back, acting like, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if I can. You can. You absolutely can. There's nothing wrong with you for doing so. I did it. I'm going to give you the free pass to do so. This is the person. Go for it. All right. So make that decision today, and you will feel better. You will have something good to fall back on. All right. So let's answer some questions. Talked about the dreams formula. We'll go over, we'll talk about it one topic at a time. But just so you know, after a decision, it's recognizing and overcoming the fear speech. We're going to talk a little bit more about fear speech in a minute. Evaluating the why, that's the E. Figure out why they did this. What was going on inside their heads that made this a good idea? Because it's not a good idea. They knew it wasn't a good idea, but some sort of pain figured this into a good idea. So you need to figure out what that pain is. A is allowing the healing to happen. You are letting yourself heal. You are bringing down the walls. You are getting closer. You are purposely smiling. You are purposely reaching out. You are purposely having sex. You are purposely putting your ring back on. You are doing the thing to show that I am in a relationship. This is the person that I want to be with. And then there's managing those feelings. Just because you have made up your mind and you have been going through the good times does not mean that the triggers will not hit you. The triggers still exist, even in the best of times. As a matter of fact, it's a little bit worse in the best of times. So you have to be prepared for those triggers, what they're going to say to you, and then what you're going to do in return. You have to have a plan. So managing those future feelings, that's the M. And then, of course, S is for support. You got to come to a place like Love After Cheating and come to somebody like Love Coach Dasha and figure out how to get some support that is not going to try and make you feel bad about making this decision. I believe you. I fully understand exactly what you mean. This man that I am married to is 14 years after our last D-Day, and honey, he was just the one. Okay, he's just. I don't know what else to tell you. He was my boo from the very, very beginning. From the moment I heard his voice and saw him, I knew that he was the one for me. I was willing to fix it. I was willing to get to a better place with him. And I was determined and I was going to do it, but I didn't get a lot of support. So I want to be that support for you. I want to back you up on this. I want to coach you through it. I want to give you the plays that will help you get to the place where you all are healed and celebrating your love together. So that's what you need. Need that support. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do little questions. This is the dreams formula. I go over one letter a week. We'll talk about it each week. So let's see. Questions today. Peggy says, not sure there's enough love left to make this work, but I feel a sense of obligation and still like him enough to stay together. Is that crazy or unrealistic? That is not either. That is not crazy. It is not unrealistic. Look, when you have been through a trauma like this, there are going to be times where you're feeling a little detached, okay? It is overwhelming. You're going to feel like, I'm not so in love with this person. And that's fine because you don't stay in love forever. In love is a very temporary state. It is biologically speaking, it is the time that where your brain is changing because you want to link up and mate with this person. It is not even in your control. Okay. It's hormones popping off. We got the serotonin, we got the dopamine, we got all sorts of stuff popping off and bubbling through our systems. And so it feels like, oh, I am so in love and I am so obsessed and I have got to be with this person and it just does it for me. I fully understand what that feels like, but that's not permanent. That's not real, even real love. That is infatuation. That is your body's chemistry trying to make you link up with somebody whose chemistry that your body likes. Okay, your chemistry likes their chemistry, and so your body's trying to make you link up. That lasts from like 7 to 9 months, and then it does come back during the relationship. You get these overwhelming times where you are just so in love. Husband told me the other day he's getting into a cycle where he's like, damn, I really love you. I'm like, I know, I love you too. It comes sometimes, especially when you are doing the good things for each other. You are being kind to one another. You are loving on one another. You're doing the things that you did when you fell in love, but you're doing them willingly as you are not influenced by those hormones. You are just doing those things willingly because you like this person. You said you like him and you love them. Even if it's only a little bit at the time, you are still trying to make yourself do the good stuff that you would want to do in a relationship. That's absolutely what you should do. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Relationships, you're not always going to feel like it. Okay. You're just not. That is fine that you don't feel like it, but you have to make sure that your actions are still loving and kind and, it makes sure that you are still maintaining that closeness even when you don't feel like it. So it is fine that the love is a little bit less right now, Peggy. It is. It is fine that you feel like you like him, but you're not all in love. I do not want you to feel obligation. You are not obligated. You're not. Even if even if you're married, if you're not married, if you got kids together, don't ever let this be an obligation. This has to be, I want to do this, because it doesn't work any other way. It doesn't work on, oh, well, I'm staying for the kids, or, oh, I'm staying out of obligation. I feel like I got to take care of him. It does not work that way, and it will just leave you all resentful. So don't do anything out of obligation. If you are feeling like you are obligated, stop doing it. Okay. And then you can slowly start introducing things back into the relationship that you would do for him that, would feel like obligations. But if you are feeling obligated, don't do it. Do not do it. You do things out of love, especially when you're trying to heal this type of trauma. Don't try and do it out of obligation, because you're going to feel resentful. You're going to feel like you got a gun to your head to be able to do it. There's no need for that. Okay. So just you like him. That's a big part of it. That's a lot of what relationships are. You got to like the other person. So if you like him, you love him. Okay, don't make this be about an obligation. Just make it be about, okay, I feel for him. He's my honey. I like him. I deal with him. And that's perfectly all right. It does not have to be all over the top and lovey-dovey all the time. That's exhausting. Nobody can keep that up 100% of the time. You can't keep up that in love feeling 100% of the time, because guess what? It is very, very much like the effects of cocaine on your body when you are in love. You can't manage your day-to-day life on cocaine every day, can you? Well, most people cannot. Don't answer that if the answer is yes. But most people can't manage their lives if they are consistently on drugs and high. And being all in love like that, it is pretty much the same thing as being in love and high at the same time. So you don't need to worry about that. It is fine to just be normal. It's fine to just like this person and love them a bit and let that in love feeling kind of wash back over you as you are just living your lives together and doing the things that you want to do out of love. All right. Does that make sense? Let me know, Peggy. Or anybody else, shoot, if that speaks to you too, if you're like, I don't really like him, I like him, but I don't really love him, like talking about it right now because he's not being very lovable. He's not, he's done something really bad, and that's not terribly lovable. But if you did something bad, when you want to be loved still too, if that's the person for you, make that exception for them. All right. All right, let's see. I got another question somewhere. Not there. Um, okay. I remember. Oh, yeah, it was one from Diamond. All right, let me see. Okay, Diamond was asking. This brought up the fear speech earlier today. I told you all last week that I am going to be more mindful, more present in the group, making sure that I am keeping it more positive. I don't want people just discouraging one another and saying things that, oh, he's just a cheater. He's always going to be a cheater, and nothing will ever change. I want to try and keep that to a minimum. So Diamond was asking. She said, what are some ways that have helped you regain trust in your partner again? Was it something that specifically needed to be said or done? For me, trust encompasses much more than just trusting in you not to engage with other women, but also being able to really trust you in my life, finances, household decisions, business ventures, our children, and not constantly having to look over my shoulder, wondering if you've really got my back. It's like if I can't trust you in one area of my life, all areas of my life become questionable. And there's several things that I took issue with that. But I answered her. Let me go ahead and just read you what I said. I said, the first thing that you need to know is that we typically don't trust people we fall for because of anything they do. We trust them because we fell for them. It's the chemical thing. It's that what I was talking about, that falling in love thing. That's what makes you trust them. You didn't make that decision. You didn't check them out and see what they did for months to see if you could trust them. You fell in love with them and you trusted them because you fell in love with them. It was like an automatic thing. It happened together. So we give our trust to who we want to have it. Don't forget that. Hey there, Felicia. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We give that trust away to who we want to have it. That's why it's so hard to come up with something that they can do that will allow you to trust and to feel good about doing it. Your trust has to come from inside you. The definition of trust is firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Trust is belief, not proof. And nothing that they can do will make you believe. You have to choose to believe on your own. And that's where it comes into today's lesson about the decision. You have to make that decision on your own. If you want to trust this person again, that's what you just got to do. You got to practice it and get to that point. Now, as also said, someone being less than trustworthy in one area shouldn't mean that all trust in all areas should automatically be retracted. Like getting into some financial trouble doesn't mean that he's more likely to cheat or that he'll do the wrong things with the kids. So him cheating shouldn't mean that, oh, he's not going to be good with the bills. He's not going to be good with the kids. That's saying that one wrong thing makes him wrong in everything with like no evidence that is true. So I also say you don't have to trust anyone 100% of the time. Please, if you don't take anything else with you today, take that with you. You do not have to trust someone 100% of the time. You don't have to trust them 100% completely. You do not have to do that. I know, piece of hair. I know doggone well they've been telling you that's the only way that you can know for sure that you have actually healed is you are, oh, that's driving me nuts. There we go. Sorry. All right. You know that they if you don't trust them 100%, then the relationship is just doomed and you can't be together. That is a lie. Do not believe that crap. That is not true at all. Nobody is trusting another human being 100%. Do you trust you 100%? No. Nobody trusts another human being or even their own selves 100%. Dang. Even, I'm pretty doggone reliable. I might trust myself about 95. It depends on the day. 95. I get a like an 83 every now and again for some things that I do. But I'm not going to trust myself 100% of the time. So I'm not going to expect to trust him 100% of the time. So you don't have to trust on anyone 100% of the time, even yourself. Not all the areas where you have trust. Now, if all the areas where you have trust in him add up to about 70-80%, that's still a lot of trust. Out of 100%, if you're like, about a 70, that's still pretty doggone good. It's definitely more than half. It's not, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. No, it's firmly on the side of he is being trustworthy. So just because he has done this doesn't mean that he's not trustworthy in anything else. And then I said, in all those things, in that 70%, you trusted him and then he proved you right. That I know that's mind blowing. I know that's hard because it was hard for me. Okay. But the problem with the whole trusting thing is you gotta give it to feel it. Okay. There's nothing in the world that they're going to be able to do to make you trust them. It's just not possible. First of all, they don't have control over you. Second of all, your trust is a belief. They cannot give you belief. Like somebody can't make you believe in God. Like somebody can't make you believe in fairies. Somebody can't make you believe in ghosts. You just have to believe on your own. So for all of the work that you're doing, trying to make them tell you something or say something or do something that will give you that trust on a platter, you're waiting for something that will never happen. It will never happen like that. They won't just say, here is your trust back. No, it doesn't happen like that. You have to actually practice the trust. You have to do some reps and strengthen that trust muscle on your own. And then all of a sudden you will realize that you can trust them. They will show you if you're working on it. But if you're just like, no, I'm not going to trust you, figure it out, try and make me trust you, they're not going to be able to do that. Okay. So that's what I answer for that. That was one of those questions. But later on, somebody said something about a gut feeling. And no, that wasn't that question. Oh, don't trust your gut feeling. I was talking about that this morning. Let me just say that to everybody. I'm going to say that because I know, again, that's another one of those things that everybody tells you. It's a very cliche. Trust your gut. Trust your gut feeling. If your gut says that that's what's happening, then that's what's happening. That is not true. Okay? That gut feeling, that pain that you have down in your stomach, that is a physical symptom of anxiety. Okay, that would happen even if he wasn't doing anything at all. If he was completely innocent, not doing a single solitary thing wrong, it would still tell you he's wrong, he's terrible, he's hurting you. It will still do that because it is a symptom of anxiety. It is not your intuition. Okay, Felicia, you say, you've been you've been there. I know. I've been there with you. I know, and I've been there on my own. I have. It feels right. I know it sounds right when people say that, and that pain is so great. It makes it feel like that's correct, but it's a lie. Okay, your stomach, if you are anxious, is going to feel like that if he's completely innocent or if he's completely guilty. So you cannot trust it to tell you which one. All right. Does that make sense? I know it's not one of those things that people want to hear, but you can't trust your gut. Your gut is pain because of a physical reaction. What is happening in your body when you are anxious like this, your blood flow is changing. Usually it goes in a regular circuit around your body, goes to all the parts that it needs to go to, travels to your lungs, travels to your heart, travels all the way down to your toes. But the thing is, when you are anxious, you go into fight or flight mode. Fight or flight mode means that your body is actually getting ready for something. It is doing something when you're in fight or flight mode. It is actually changing the way your blood flows in your body to go more to your arms so that you can fight and more to your legs so that you can run. So the middle part is getting less blood. Your brain is getting less blood. So you're not going to be able to think as clearly when you are in that fight or flight state because the blood has drained from your brain and gone other places. And that pain from your stomach is because your digestive tract does not have blood flow. Usually in your digestive tract, there's what's called peristalsis. It is muscular contractions that move things along. It's just waves in the muscles going through your entire digestive tract. Guess what? That stops because you don't have enough blood flow going to that area. That is why your stomach hurts. Okay. It is not telling you anything. It is a physical thing. It is not, oh, I know that he is cheating on me again because my gut hurts. That is not so. Okay. It is a physical thing that happens because you're anxious and triggered. And you could be anxious and triggered and he could be doing absolutely nothing wrong. Does that make sense? Y'all with me on that? Does that tell me if I sound crazy? I will try and explain it a little bit better, but that's what it is. It is not your instincts. Now your intuition, your woman's intuition. Okay, let me tell you what that's going to sound like. That is almost a whisper. Okay, your intuition is not that fear screaming at you in your gut. Okay, if it is loud and obnoxious, okay, it is not your intuition. Your intuition is a very quiet, very knowing voice. It knows. It tells you, hey, XYZ is happening in a very calm manner, very quietly. If you're not paying attention, you will miss it. Okay. So I want you to practice listening for that voice because it gets buried under all of the fear. All of the fear and all of the pain pile up on top of that voice and you can't even hear it. So don't listen to your gut. Try and hear your really inner intuition. Hear that loving place. Hear you, the real you inside and what it is trying to tell you, okay? If you're going to listen to something other than me, I want you to listen to your intuition, not your gut. All right? Let's see. Any questions? Comments, thoughts, complaints? I am here with you, for you. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I can't see who that is. That's a good question right there. All right, now I can't find it. What's going on? I can't see who you are because you're on the because I just looked at the StreamYard. Okay. Oh, there's a second comment. Why is it not showing me that? I can't see who it is. Dang. All right. Either way, let me say this question. I feel like I'm confused and I don't know how to find my answer. Anything in particular that helps you choose what to do. The thing is, if you're already here, you've actually already made the decision. I know that that's disturbing. I know because it's like, oh, well, I should have been more conscious about it. And this is something that's really painful for me. So I needed to have made a more conscious decision about it. But honestly, if it's what you want, you will do the things that will lead you in that direction. You are still with them. You are here with me. And this is what I do. I am here about reconciling after infidelity. You are listening to what I'm saying. You are hearing me and you think, and I sound like I'm telling you the truth, don't I? It sound like I'm telling you the right things. You've already made a decision. You just have to go ahead and admit it to yourself. That's the whole thing. That's the difficult part. That's why the fear of speech comes right after the decision, okay? Because as soon as you make that decision, the fear is going to come in and say, oh, that's a wrong decision. Girl, you are crazy. You are a doormat. You are stupid. There is no way in the world that we are making that decision. I can't believe that you would even think such a thing. And then you're giving yourself a hard time for something that you really do want, all right? So I don't want you to feel so bad about it anymore. Just go ahead and let yourself be okay with the fact that you're still here. You want to be with them. You love them. Yeah, you wouldn't be here otherwise. Like you found me because You were going through something, and the things that you were hearing in other groups were not resonating with you. It was not what you wanted. It was not what feeling right to you in your heart and in your mind to just kick him to the curb, girl. Leave him. You shouldn't be messing with him anyway. You're just a doormat. You shouldn't be with him. All of that stuff. You wanted to hear something else, didn't you? I will tell you, I believe you. If you're still here, then I believe that you found the one. You have found the person that is willing, you're willing to be challenged. You are willing to break a few rules of yours. You are willing to move forward with them. Just go ahead and make up your mind. It's okay. It's all right. You don't feel bad about that here. Claim in front of me mountaintops that you love this person and you just want to go ahead and work it out. That makes sense to you? You let me know. Let me know. I still can't see who that is. It won't show me on Facebook. Let me know. Just say your name for me in the comments so I can see it on my screen, because I don't know. Just your first name. Because, honey, let me tell you, it still won't show me. It says 2 comments, but it will not show me the second one. Thank you so much there. Facebook. It says 2 comments, but it will not show me the second one. Thank you so much there. All right. Put that on mute. All right. Let me see. Can I see it from here? No? Can't see it? I don't know. I don't know why I can't see it here, but whoever you are, let me know. Let me know what your first name is so I can call you by your name. But does that make sense? Like, you're here. You're here. This is what you want. And it's okay to want that. You're not doing anything wrong. All right, let's see. Felicia, you said that's going to be hard to try and tell the difference from intuition. It's not as hard as you think it is, though. If it's painful, it's fear, okay? Your intuition isn't painful. That's the only thing that you need to know. Your intuition knows. It tells you the truth immediately. It doesn't have a whole bunch of questions. It doesn't have a whole bunch of fear. It just tells you what is real immediately. The fear asks you a whole bunch of questions. The fear hurts. It twists your stomach up. It's a different animal. It really is. I don't know why people don't know the difference between those two. I guess because people don't spend a whole lot of time listening to their intuition, but they definitely listen to their fear. In my personal experience, that's what I have noticed is people definitely pay attention to the fear, but they don't necessarily pay attention to their intuition. So it gets kind of buried, and then you don't listen for it and you don't hear it on a regular basis, and so then you don't know how to communicate with that. So be listening for it. Just listen for that quiet, still voice. It's like it'll be in the center of your heart. It'll be in the back of your brain. It'll just be gentle, and it's not trying to hurt you. Okay, it will tell you. It may tell you that some bad things have happened, but guess what? I believe in you. I think that you are able to handle this. Here is the information that you need to know. It will do that. All right. All right. What else did you say there, Felicia? It says, what do we do when we see that our mate is doing or saying the exact things he did before he cheated, which makes us worried it might happen again? Well, see, the thing is, you're going to see that all the time. Like I said, with your gut is always your emotions, your traumatized brain is always going to be looking for the worst. So you're going to be able to find things all the time that they did before when they cheated. You're going to be able to find it if you're looking for that. So just be aware that you're doing that and try not to do that. Like, try not to be looking for those things. And when those things do pop up, that is a trigger. So, okay, how do we handle a trigger? We got to acknowledge that trigger. We have got to work with that trigger. We have got to say, okay, well, what is it that you are trying to tell me, trigger? You're trying to tell me that you are afraid that he is cheating on me again. I understand that. I am completely grateful for you for trying to warn me about the danger. But guess what? I love this person. I'm going to believe the best in them anyway. I'm going to feel like they are going to do the right thing. I am not going to sit here and be stressed and anxious and worried that they are cheating. And again, that is how it happens again. If you are super anxious and believing the worst of them and constantly thinking that they're going to cheat, that is when it's more likely. When you are believing the best of them, you're like, you know what? I see you're having a hard time right now. I'm just letting you know that I'm here for you. This is some of the stuff that you were doing when you were cheating. Is there anything that you want to talk to me about? And if they're like, no, okay, all right, I'm just letting you know that I'm paying attention to you. I am here for you. And We don't have to keep going through that same cycle over and over again. We don't have to do that, you know? So, for example, he is telling me he is down and don't feel like himself, and all that popped in my head was he said this to me before, and he had someone else and he claimed it was because of him feeling this way. Well, I mean, but he's depressed though. You keep saying he's depressed. He's got the depression going on. So the depression is going to be there whether there is another person there or not. So you got to address the depression, address what he is telling you instead of being worried about it meaning that he's cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, focus. He's telling you he's having a hard time. Pay attention. Be a partner. Like, pay attention to him. Hey, what can we do about that? What's going on? You're not feeling like yourself. You know, you're right. You don't seem like you're being like yourself. What's going on with you? How can I help you with that? Let me know, instead of just sitting there and shutting down because you're thinking, oh, well, you're just going to cheat on me again. You're not thinking the best of him. And then, so if you are automatically thinking the worst of him, what do you think he's going to think of himself in the depression? He's going to think the worst of himself too. If you are there showing him that example of, I am going to think the best of you in all situations. I am going to expect the best from you in all situations at all times. I know that you are a good enough man to be able to do that. He's going to take that to heart when he's feeling badly about himself, and he can maybe like do something different than he has done before. That makes sense? Let me know. Let me know. Treating somebody better, treating somebody that you like, you love them, and you forgive them, I promise you, is the way forward. It is not a green light for them to do it again. You are showing real love, real unconditional love and trust and faith in somebody. And most people have never seen that. So they're going to be impressed. They're going to be like, damn, you really do care about me. And so they're not going to want to mess that up if they can possibly help it. So it is worth it to put yourself out there like that because it makes you safer. All right. Let's say Lizette. Hi. Lizette said he is wanting to do right now, but I feel it just because of what he did. Appreciating now, but never before. My fault for allowing it previously. I'm wanting to do what right now? But I feel it is just because of what he did. Do good. Okay, all right. He is wanting to do good right now. Well, let him do good. Yes. That's what we're doing. Let him do it. Okay. Pat him on the back. Yes, dude. I see you. You are doing excellent work. I am loving every bit of that, and reward it. Make sure that you are friendly about it. Make sure that, okay, he's trying to do good. So you pull back on talking about the cheating thing. You pull back on giving him a hard time. You pull back on mistrusting him. Respond in kind. If he is doing good, let him do good. Okay, we do not want to fight against doing good. If he is doing the right things, we want to encourage that. We want to give that lots of love and feed that instead of starving it. Does that make sense, Lizette? Let me know. I know, you allowed it previously. You didn't allow it. You didn't allow him to do anything. He just did what he was doing. Okay. But he has decided that he wants to do better. And that is exactly what you want. So encourage that. Jump on the bandwagon with him. Yes, absolutely, baby. I see you doing the things. I love every bit of it. Here, mwah, mwah, mwah. Let me give you kisses. Let me give you love. Let me show you that I really appreciate this and I like it. You need to do that. Make sure you jump right on the bandwagon with him. If he wants to do good, let him do good. Don't stop anybody from doing good. I can't. That's a big thing for me. Don't stop people from doing the right thing. Lord knows, don't get so wrapped up in your own stuff that you make it so that they don't do the right thing. Oh Lord. And he said, problem is he's expecting things from me like did before, but I'm still healing. Well, that's going to be part of your healing process, though. If you want to be in this relationship, if you love him, if you want to care for him, you got to act like it. Like, what do you think, that he's going to do good and you're just going to sit back there and hold back and that's going to heal you? It's not going to fix anything. You got to risk it. You got to put yourself out there. You sitting there being in a ball in a cave somewhere and not putting yourself out there is never going to get you to healed. It's just going to make you sit there and protect yourself forever. Okay, you gotta risk it. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta go ahead and decide that this is the life you want. This is the person that you love, and this is the life you want. And you're gonna act like it. Act like it every single solitary day. He's doing good. You do good. All right. That makes sense. I know it's stressful. I know it's like I don't wanna, but that's the fear talking. That's what that is. The fear will try and fight you on your decision, so you can't let it do that. It's the only way forward. If you keep allowing the fear to run you, to tell you, oh well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna touch him. I'm not gonna have sex with him anymore. I'm not gonna act like his woman. Okay, well, what is the point then? If he's doing the right things, we need to be on the same page and moving forward together so that we can heal. If you just want to stay stuck and unhealed, there's no need to even try and keep on with the relationship, because you could be unhealed by yourself. You can keep on going with it if you wanted to, but it doesn't seem like very much fun and it's not what you want. So instead of holding back because the fear is telling you to hold back, don't listen to the fear. Don't do what the fear tells you to do. If what you want is to be close again, to have that relationship again, do it. Do the things that you did before. Do things lovingly, do things willingly, and get into the habit of doing it again so that your body like remembers what it's like. Your brain is always going to scream at you not to do it. Your brain is always going to scream at you, no, don't kiss him, don't hug him, don't do this, don't put your ring back on, don't trust him ever. It's going to scream that at you. It's fine. It's fine that it's saying all that. You can still move forward. All right. Lizette, I hope you do. I hope you go for it. Go for it. He's being good. Participate in the good. Okay. All right. Alicia, you said, see, was my fear was is treating him so good and not being on his case that he would feel he can go ahead and act up again. That's not how it works. You being his mama and his warden is going to make him cheat. Why in the world would he want to be faithful to somebody who wants to constantly think the worst of him and control his every move? Like, is that somebody you would be faithful to? No. Right? So you got to switch it around. That doesn't work. You've tried it, right? I tried it too, trying to always be on his case and keep bringing it up and telling him how bad he made me feel. And then that just messed with his own depression, brought him down, and made him more susceptible to do something stupid because I was dragging him down at the same time that he was already feeling down. That's not helpful. You wouldn't want that. If you were done the wrong thing, you don't want him to stay on your case about it now, do you? You don't want him to stay on your case about anything right now, do you? So just got to pay attention to that, okay? And look, he said, yes, it works. It does. It does. And that is why I created this group. I am here to tell you the stuff that works. I know there's a ton of stuff that that people will tell you you're supposed to do when you're healing, but all that crap doesn't work. I experienced it. I kept trying it. I did it over and over and over again. I tried being his warden, trying to check his phone all the time. It just drove me nuts. It did not help me heal. I wasn't better. I wasn't better. All right. So I'm telling you what I know that doesn't work, and you can try it and see if it works. Lou is testimonial. She said it works. So I'm telling you the stuff that I know works and the things that I know don't work. And there's no need to keep on going through the things that don't work anymore. There's no need for that. We can do the stuff that works. All right. We can get on the healing path and do the things that we need to do. All right. That is it. That's all I got for you today. I have got to go. Let's see. Affirmation for the day. I am what are you today? I don't know what I am today. I am intelligent. I am beautiful. I am worthy. How I thought. How I would feel about that one for an affirmation. Be with me on that. I am intelligent. I am beautiful. I am worthy. You're worthy of all the good things. So expect the good things. Don't be sitting there expecting all the bad things, okay? Alrighty, y'all. I gotta get ready to go. I will talk to you again next week for the Healing Hour Live right here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. So glad that you joined me. Thank you for coming. I just love to hear from you and have all your questions. So glad that you were here. And I will talk to you again next week, okay? All right. Bye.